Foo Fighters. All my life on XFM 104.9, I'm Ricky Gervais, with me Steve Merchant, and of course Carl Pilkington. Ooh, have we got a show for you today?
What have we got planned?
Loads of stuff, and 2 hours of it.
Right.
And all the records.
But specifically, what sort of stuff have you planned for us? Because I know you've been working hard.
What have you done?
Because well, you know, I've been busy this week. I've been house hunting. I've been various things. But I know you've had the whole week off.
Right.
So what have you been up to? Right?
Go on, Carl. Carl, tell them what we've got. Tell them what we've planned. All the stuff you've done.
What have you got?
But Rick, specifically, what have you come up with? Quick, because people are getting bored. Tell us what you've...
I've come up with, the music.
Right. Obviously we've already planned that. We planned that last week, so that's all done. But what have you yourself contributed to today's show?
I got a text message today from Ross Noble. You know Ross Noble, the comedian? Who's on, Have I Got News for You?
Right.
He says, ask Carl, if he woke up with ladies' boobs, would he just put a dress on and live as a lady? Or will he just be a man, but with these boobs?
Carl, it's a good question. I know that happened to Ross, so he's throwing that one out at you.
It did in a way, because he ate pizzas for a year, didn't he?
Yes, he did, yeah.
And he got a lovely pair of breasts. Yeah. Go on.
Probably just find a loose-fitting jumper, go to the doctor's.
What would you say to the doctor? How would you explain this phenomenon to the doctor? So you'd be happy with this, because you believe in, shite, like,
No.
happening. Go on.
But it can happen, because I told you a couple of weeks ago how it can happen. How you can wake up with breasts if you're a fella. I told you.
Go on.
Haven't you remembered?
No, funny that, innit? Go on.
Have you, Steve?
No, I don't remember this. Did you tell us on air?
Yeah. It can happen if you go to Argentina and have a steak. You can wake up with breasts. Because
I'm sure I'd have remembered that.
Pull the other one. Look, he likes that.
Is that what you've come up with this week? That joke?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Play a record. It's going to be a dynamite show.
Listen, look, we're going to play some classic tunes today. I'm going to educate the youngsters, Steve. Right, now, you've all heard of Lou Reed, you've all heard of Velvet Underground, but, you know, have you heard of Venus in Furs, Carl?
Shiny, shiny, shiny boots of leather.
Venus in Furs. Velvet Underground. What a great start. What a classic song.
They continue to sound fresh and contemporary.
Do you know what that song's about, Carl?
No.
M&S. M&S.
It's about M&S.
You know that?
Yeah.
You know the shop?
Yeah.
It's all about that.
Yeah.
Whiplash, Smile and all that, all the things you can get at Marks and Spencer's.
Shiny boots of leather.
Yeah. Being whipped.
Yeah. I think that's a new division they've opened.
Yeah, but we have got a great show lined up,
have we? No, go on.
No, we have. No, because we've got, Rockbusters coming up, the great new
looking
quiz.
Forward to that.
That's made the press.
Has it?
Frimley Tea Room's newsletter mentioned it. We've also got,
that's Carl's local, isn't it?
Yeah. We've also got, Educating Ricky, where Carl educates me. The one last week, a girl, right? She was deaf, and she was had an argument with her mum, and she pushed her and she hit her head, and then she can hear again.
Yeah.
Don't know what I learnt from that.
No.
It might be subliminal, something might be going, it might be a metaphor that I will learn from.
Yeah, it's like a parable.
Yeah. So, look at his face. We might as well be talking Dutch, mightn't we, Carl? Say something quick, it's radio.
I don't understand what you want from me.
Oh, we're only joking.
Right, so, Educating Ricky, I've worked a bit harder this week, we've got some good stuff.
Okay.
I'll give you the
teaser headlines later.
Headlines in a bit.
Yeah.
So you've got Rockbusters as well.
Carl's having a bit of a stressful week, because he thinks he's not appreciated, because he gets in at, what time do you get in? About 8 or 9, don't you?
Last week, yeah, I've been busy this week, I've been in at about 8:30 in the morning.
Yeah, and you've been leaving when?
About 8:30, 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah, you're in Saturday.
Yeah, I'm in now.
You get paid, don't you?
I'm busy at home at the moment.
A lot of people work late, Carl. A lot of people work 12-hour days.
Why are you busy at home, Carl? What are you up to?
Because we're trying to sort out a move. I've been trying to call round this morning to get someone to buy a futon on a table from me.
Yes. Well, we could put that appeal out now, couldn't we? If anyone wants to buy a futon or a table.
Just think, a futon that Carl Pilkington slept on.
How much you asking?
Whatever.
Well, you need
for the two. You've got to take the two. I don't want, like, different people coming round and that.
Sure, wasting your time.
You've got to buy a futon on a table.
It's quite specific, isn't it? Someone has to want a futon. Yeah. The specific futon you're selling and the table.
It's like a tease made, isn't it? Alarm clock and tea maker. This is futon and table.
Looking for about 100 quid.
And it's good condition, the futon.
Yeah.
Right, no stains on it. You haven't pissed yourself in the, no.
No, nothing? And what kind of table, what sort of table is it? Are we talking like a table for a lounge, a dining table?
No, for like a computer, and just, you know, something...
Has it got any drawers? Are there any drawers? There's no drawers?
No, it's just a nice wooden table.
Right, is it kind of oak, or is it sort of an IKEA sort of thing?
No, it's like oakish.
It's oakish?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, 100 quid.
The futon is just, it was just the mattress and the pallets. Yeah?
Yeah, but it's not, you see, you get cheap futons, don't you? But this is a good one. It's
How much would that have retailed for when you purchased it?
I think I paid about $2.50 for it.
Right, so it's a bargain
well,
for people.
If you look at it,
And how long have you had it? How old is it?
This is a whole new strand,
Well,
isn't
I'm
it?
thinking
I
this
don't
is a
think
great...
it's legal. I don't think we should use...
I'll tell you what I'm interested in, Rick, is just finding out a little bit about the sort of thing that Carl's got in his home, you know.
I'm interested in if people will phone up to spend £100 just to go round
Carl's house, yeah.
No, I won't be, no.
What?
No, they'll come here, I'll bring it to work and they can pick it up here.
I'm going to bring a
But
futon and a table to work. Don't you ride a bike
So hold on, we need someone with a van now.
Yeah.
So we need, is anyone who wants to, but they're not allowed around your house, can they meet you next door? Someone with a van who, will
Could they meet you in your street somewhere?
Hold on, could they meet
What
you,
if you-
hold on, what about the little Chinese fella that lives across the road, on the two bouncers and the old woman who's dead reading a book? Could you meet him somewhere?
I've got an idea. What about if you meet at the end of your street, you blindfold them, like they do when terrorists take the negotiator to the the hideout,
the big cheese.
and so you could do that, and so you know they could piece together maybe where you live
With
from the sounds and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
But what about that, Carl? That seems a great idea.
Yeah.
And would you sign the futon for people? Do you think? Would you give them a little signature, or maybe at least a
Sign
bill
the
of
pallet,
purchase?
couldn't you? You could sign the pallet.
Yeah. Or, I could try and get work to buy it off me, and then we give it away for Rockbusters.
Do you think they do that? Do you think they do that? I think they'd probably do it for Foxy with his big
Well, imagine
hog.
how big that would
Imagine
be.
if he wanted to sell his hog.
Yeah. That is a motorbike, isn't it?
Yeah. He's been selling his hog for money for years, hasn't he? Oh dear.
So,
right.
well, we'll see about that. See
So,
we get any
if people are interested, maybe email, ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk if you're interested in a futon.
Buy Carl's
and-
futon
and
competition. £100 ONO.
Exactly.
Yeah? Yeah?
What gear have we got anyway?
I never knew what that meant. ONO. I thought it went sort of on
no.
the nose.
On the
nose.
Oh, that's
Oh,
good, yeah. Well, tell them what we got to give away, Steve.
So
quick.
actually, I have to say, you've excelled yourself
We've got
this
the
week.
Richard Ashcroft's single coming up soon after this. Go on.
Since when have you taken to talking like that? It does amuse me.
Go on.
This is a nice little collection here. This is a 3 DVD set. David Attenborough's, The Life of Birds, Trials of Life and Life in the Freezer.
That's a good one, isn't it?
That's a selection of, animal-based documentaries.
Yeah.
We've got, and now this
What
actually
he's best at.
Well, absolutely.
I hate when he goes off the ball and does, like, fast cars.
This is, very, very good indeed. This is a best of David Bowie compilation.
It is a very good,
Just,
it's a
in
proper
time for
one,
Christmas.
not the rubbish ones that no one else wanted. This is a brilliant
Yeah,
compilation
it's got excellent
about
selection on there. We've got this. Now, this looks like a Madness. Oh, no. It's far worse than we could possibly have imagined. It seems to be some kind
Is it Our
of
House
tie-in with the Our House Madness musical.
And it's sort of, a cast of 20 people who wanted to be singers.
It's tricky to find out. I can't figure out if it's the originals or not, but needless to say, if you're a Madness fan, I'm sure that'd be an absolute
Yeah, you love
treat.
that, you love that, you love that.
Now, I know that,
Steve, I wouldn't mind that DVD collection myself, but I can't.
That's
It's
true
the
enough.
giveaways that, no, we can't.
I'm talking of great compilations. What about this? It's Country Legends. I'm
Oh,
seeing
that's
on the front
all
there Glenn Campbell. We've got Dolly Parton. We've got, whatchamacallit? On the front
What do you call it?
He's a great performer.
Yeah.
Jake, whatchamacallit.
Oh,
Some
excellent.
great hits from him. So, that's there as well.
well,
Country
what a
Legends.
collection.
That's, same XFM compilation, again, easy to get hold of if
But
you
the
are
big
in
one,
the building.
the film that Carl
This is
picks
it.
every week, the big
DVD
one.
movie this week.
Don't go
Carl.
out tonight if you've got a DVD player and a television set, because
No.
you'll be staying in and watching this fantastic film.
It will tear your soul apart. It's Hellraiser. The original Hellraiser. Bear in mind, it has been on Channel 4 and Channel 5 and on most cable channels since it came out. But if you haven't seen it, if you're one of the only people who has not seen it, and of course you have to be over 18 to play, then you can win Hellraiser.
That is fantastic. Well, play a song, Carl. We'll come back to that. More great stuff.
Indeed. The competition coming up later. Email only, isn't it, Carl?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Futon.
Futon's still available.
Richard Ashcroft. Check the meaning. Well, Carl, you're chuffed, aren't you? What's happened? What's just happened? Tell the listeners what's
This
happened.
has sparked you up a bit.
Steve's just called up. He's putting an offer for the futon and the table.
Yeah.
I think he definitely wanted it, but I said, look, you know, think about it over the weekend.
Yeah.
Give
But
us
you're
a
not a
call.
hustler.
No, well, I'm not going to rush him into it, because once he's got it, he can't bring it back. I'm not messing about.
No.
So
The bloke said, what sort of wood is it? Carl said, sort of like a light brown colour. He went, what, beach coloured? Carl went, depends what beach you're on. Which was nice.
You do understand there's a wood that's called beach.
well, he's happy. He likes the sound of it. Nice plum cover. He's gonna be,
Yeah. It's Carl going, that'll go with Magnolia. You always mind it. He's just going, I'll tell you what, looked nice in your spare bedroom. It was like an episode of Changing Rooms. It was like listening to an episode of Carl.
He did the deal in under 3 minutes, wasn't it?
It was pretty good, didn't he?
He phoned it about halfway through in that song, so you worked pretty quick, Carl, I gotta say.
Yeah.
It's your Manx scally way.
I'm sure we're not allowed to do this, though.
No, I think it's highly criminal.
Yeah.
Have you got anything that you getting?
Well, I'll tell you, I am moving shortly, so I mean, I might come in next week. I could have a couple of
I
drinks,
threw away a desk the other day.
I gotta get rid of a bed, a chair, because you know I'm pretty tall. This is so pathetic. When I moved up to London, my dad said, well, you want to be careful, because I mean, the seating in a lot of these London pads, it's bad seating, really low backs, fashionable, isn't it? Fashionable chairs and stuff. You're a big guy, 6'7", you need like a decent chair. We went to a shop, it was like a second-hand furniture shop, right? I bought this chair, very high back.
Why did you buy that? For a solo, I love that.
It's just a chair, so I could sit in my room and watch TV.
But was it a soft chair, or was it a wooden chair?
It was kind of like a sort of, well, let me explain, because it's kind of like an armchair, but it's kind of got wooden arms. So I get this chair, I bring it up to London, I'm thinking, this is a great chair, this is a wonderful chair. I'm gonna be watching TV, everyone else is going in agony. You know, but I've got this lovely chair, right? And I brought it up, and someone went, they looked at it, they went, isn't that an orthopedic chair? And I looked at it again, right, and I realised, it's kind of white cleanable. It's made of some kind of fabric that allows you to just mop it down with a wet cloth.
Why?
Because I think it came from an old people's home.
Oh.
You know when you see, like, old people in some kind of social room in an old people's home, just sat watching a little crappy old TV, and you can wipe everything clean. It's one of those chairs.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So if anyone's, maybe they've got an elderly relative.
Didn't you keep slipping off?
And it's also the most uncomfortable chair I've ever, because unless you've got chronic back pain, it's just the most uncomfortable chair. It makes you sit bolt upright, if not slightly forward.
You've done a good sell on it. I think, the phones are going mental. How much do you want for that, Steve?
If you've had a recent accident, or you've got a disabled, or someone in the house who's just, elderly, then you might want to get in touch. I'm happy to, you can take that off, man, for 25 quid.
This is so wrong.
25 quid, I'll take that. Whether you're setting up an old people's home, you know, it's a little pet project.
Yeah, you don't get a lot of grant, and we can help.
Exactly.
We can I mean, because though Steve's such a high flyer, I mean, if it really is a good cause, they just give it to you.
Well, let's not rush into anything, really. I like to assess each case, you know, individually.
Yeah.
But certainly if you are a charity, then I might go for 20 quid. You take off my hands for 20 quid. But otherwise 25, and I tell you, it's in good condition, because I haven't really sat on it.
5 quid off if you really are.
You know, and there were some stains, I've wiped them clean.
Oh dear. Well, that's fantastic. So we've
I tell you what we should resuscitate next week, Swap Shop. The multicoloured swap shop.
Honestly,
it's a great format.
But there's a couple of things I've always wanted to get back at. Swap Shop is one of them, and the other one is Superstars.
I don't remember Superstars.
Superstars was great, because it was like the people of their time. So you'd have like people like nowadays, you'd have Beckham and what's his name? Who's the tennis player?
Rosetsky.
Yeah, Rosetsky, and they have to compete, so all these people have to compete at each other's sports, and they have to choose 7 out of 10 sports. And there's a leaderboard, and there's a big final. Oh, Keegan came off his bike.
It's
Brian
not
Jacks
like
always used to win it. No, it's real sports. It's proper sports. It's 100 metres, tennis, weightlifting, all the real sports that you can't do your own sport.
Well, I know you're a pretty big, guy now in British TV. You're a bit of a big shot. What do you reckon? Pull some strings?
Let's get it back on there. Superstars.
Superstars, sounds fantastic.
Me, Johnny Vegas, Peter Kay. For the bigger fella, I think, maybe. The comedy superstars. What we got next? We've got a bit of Springsteen, haven't we?
Let's play Springsteen. This is a track from his current album, The Rising. A lot of people think Bruce is a bit MOR, a bit middle of the road or whatever, but, you know, I just think, piss off.
Yeah.
I just think, screw you,
I just think, get lost, you.
Yeah.
Imagine this, you're open top caddy.
Yeah,
you're just going around
country.
Route 66. You're going home maybe for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
To see your folks. Just turn up the radio if you are.
Play the tune.
Probably not, though.
That just reminded me when I brought so stop it for a second. Just realised when I brought a woman back and she saw the orthopedic chair. You bring a woman back to your pad. Oh, it's embarrassing.
And the harness.
Yeah. And the truss.
Yeah, and can you give me those 2 splints? I'm sorry? Those 2 splints there. Well, I've got to go. Have you?
Is this a potty under the bed? The Rising, title track from Bruce Springsteen's current album, The
Great
Rising.
track.
Yeah, it's a good tune.
Great, it's that feeling of, it's melancholy and uplifting. We've had quite an interactive show so far, because we've got a call that Superstars is coming back. It's due to come back in the BBC schedules, which is great news. Apparently Steve Redgrave is one of them. I just don't think, will professional footballers be allowed to take part these days, though? When they're on 50 grand a week, you can't really have them falling off bikes and their ankles, can you?
See McCaskill last night.
Yeah, I'm slippery thick glove, yeah.
Ian McCaskill.
Oh, he fell off his bike about 3 times, didn't he? Oh, did you see Celebrity Thick Glove?
No, I haven't seen it.
There was a great moment where they had to go into a thing called a bod pod, and you sit in it, and it looks quite space age, and it analyses you, and it tells you percentage body fat. Now, I think, men are meant to be about, sort of, 15 to 25% body fat, women are meant to be like about 20 to 30 body fat. And they all went in there, and, it went in there and it said, Ian McCaskill, and it came up, 34% body fat or whatever. Slightly overweight. I'm gonna come to the 38% overweight. Then it went, the other one, 45% body fat, obese. Then it went, Jono.
Did it say, I don't want to tell you?
Yeah. And then it went, 50% body fat, very obese. Then Rick Waller was sat in there, and it came up 60% body fat. And I wanted it to come up slug.
Oh, God.
But it came up morbid at 60, you are 60% fat.
So 60% of him is fat?
Yeah. 60% of his entire makeup.
That's extraordinary.
It is,
well, you know my feelings about Waller.
Well, let's get on to him.
Well, that's the reason I don't watch the show, actually.
I do feel a bit sorry for him, and he is, I think he is trying, although the fella there, thinks he's not trying. So I don't know who to believe, Steve.
Sure. Yeah,
I don't know who to believe Waller, and he does get pains in that, and he is a bit...
The problem is, right, he does like his food.
Yeah, we all like our food.
But if he didn't do the exercise, he wouldn't be as hungry, and he might not get fat.
This is a whole new nutritional outlook.
Absolutely.
So you're saying, don't exercise and carry on eating, and that's interesting. Let me write that one down. I will send that to the British
Nutritional Organisation.
Yeah, no, that's good, Carl Pilkington. Okay, well, no, that's a good...
I'm no doctor or anything.
Whoa!
Yo, come off it. Stop being so bloody modest.
Please.
You are a doctor. You're not a doctor, seriously. You didn't qualify. That's interesting.
You dropped out early, or?
That's mad. That is mad.
I mean, you're as good as doctor, you just didn't get the paperwork or whatever. You just didn't turn up for the exam.
He was just saying that Bruce brings him, depressed him a little bit.
Yeah.
Because it reminds him of when he worked in the supermarket. And, I said, it's funny how a song can do that, take you right back there. He went, yeah, nothing else can do that. I said, well, actually, smell is the most evocative sense, because smell is linked to memory in the brain. And he went, yeah, they probably said that before music, though. And now all science are going, we better revisit this, because there's music now.
Yeah.
We've had this theory knocking around for, 10,000.
I went to see Bruce, you'll be pleased to know. I just want the fans of the show to know that I did make it to Bruce Springsteen's concert last week. And, he started with that song we just played, and it was dynamite. I mean, he never let up. Almost 3 hours, he rocked the joint. He's 53, he was sliding across, it was pure rock and roll. Pumping our fist, sliding across the floor on his knees, he was jumping on the piano. It was real Jerry Lee Lewis rock and roll. And, it was dynamite. And, I just was looking around though, and when I am the trendiest person at a gig...
Oh dear.
Then I'm in trouble, do you know what I mean? And there was some of the people there, I imagined, you know, on Amazon.com, it says like, people who bought X also bought Y.
Yeah.
And I think people who bought tickets for Bruce probably bought tickets for Martin Knopfler.
Yeah,
Dave Gilmour.
Yeah.
Pink Floyd, without Pink Floyd.
But
Stevie Nicks.
But there's also, but then there's also, all the monsters rock. They probably buy Stones when they visit, you know. And probably Tina Turner.
It's the blue wash jeans.
Yeah.
You know, it's the small waistcoats. Over a denim shirt.
Plaid shirt, maybe sort of like Timberlands. Nothing wrong with Timberlands, that's libelous.
Sure.
No.
Sure.
See, I've done it again.
Yeah. But so it was hell getting out. I couldn't find, I mean, I went to the Tube, and it was a nightmare, because some of the tubes weren't running. I just said to my friend, I'll sod this, you know, stormed off, trying to find a cab, couldn't find a cab, wandering around Wembley, just livid. I mean, fuming, because I couldn't find a cab. I was screaming, because I was going, I've got money, I'm on the radio, I've had a TV show, I've got the cash, I'm willing to spend it, there's no one who can help me get home. And I was thinking,
I've seen him shout this in Brewer Street, just to stand in the middle, go on.
And I was thinking to myself, what would you have done there? Because in the end, I just sat in a little cafe, had something to eat. But you, I mean, if you couldn't get a cab, what would you have done? Just because there's a couple of, I was looking, there was a couple of hotels near Wembley. I was thinking you'd have just checked in.
Yeah, and
stayed till the morning.
Yeah, when there's a cab, let me know.
But I was thinking, because you were thinking of going, would you have booked a cab beforehand?
Yeah.
Would you have thought to do that?
Yeah, I'd have got a cab there and I'd have booked a cab
Wouldn't
somewhere.
the helicopter just took you back home?
Yeah.
Oh, he's having a dig, isn't he?
He's having a laugh, isn't he?
Blimey.
Yeah. Yeah.
Play the ads.
Death in Vegas. Scorpio Rising.
Featuring the voice of, is it Noel Gallagher?
Liam, innit?
Is it Liam?
Sounded a bit like him.
Liam, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Alright, innit?
Excellent, yeah. Right, okay, let's get this show well and truly on the road. We better start, educating Ricky next, Carl? What have you got for me? I can't wait for learning. I need learning. I need education.
We should just
Teach
explain,
me something.
obviously, for those that have just tuned in, Carl, tries to teach Ricky 3 things each week.
Based on the pun title,
And yeah,
educating Rita.
each of them, just to tantalise Ricky, is, abbreviated into some kind of headline.
A cryptic clue involving a pun.
So what have you got for us this week?
They are really cryptic this week.
Okay.
Yeah.
First story, little headline, is, don't worry about him, he candle it.
He candle it.
Yeah.
Sounds a bit like he can handle it, but it's not. Brilliant.
Second one.
Oh, get a lobe of
I'm
Get a lobe of this.
Some classics. Who can forget? Get a lobe of this.
Yeah. Coming soon.
And Stocking Aitken Waterman. Go on.
Second one.
Yeah.
I'm committed to this treatment.
I'm committed to this treatment.
Yeah.
Alright, tantalising.
Yeah. And the last one, the police are causing a bit of a stare.
The way he looks when he says it. I wish we could see. Can't we get Carl on telly?
There's got to be a way. There's
We
got to be a way.
cannot. With all the cable channels, anyone can get on telly these days. Let's
Right,
let's phone up. Let's get you on Choice or something. Just Carl.
What are you going for?
Oh, he can handle it. I think.
Don't worry about him, he candle it.
He candle it.
Sorry,
Okay,
yeah.
let's hear this one.
Right, are you familiar with the phrase, burning the candle at both ends?
Yeah.
Do you know how it's come about?
I know a man
Well,
who does.
I assumed that it was to get more light in the room.
How would that work?
Well, they'd put it sideways and light both wicks, so out of one candle they could get
No.
two. No, go on.
No, what it is...
I know what
is,
it means. It means you're doing too much. You're staying up too much.
Right.
You're not getting enough sleep, and you're
Well, years ago,
yeah.
when they didn't have light bulbs and that.
Oh yeah. What year is this? Literally ages ago, specifically.
Yeah, quite a bit back.
Okay.
Didn't have light bulbs and that, so they used to have candles
When
in
did the light bulb come in? Because I can't remember at the moment.
don't know.
Okay, go on.
So, yeah, so they've got a light bulb.
You're not. You wouldn't know. You're a doctor. You're not a historian. Go on.
And people who worked a lot of hours, yeah,
How many? Literally lots.
they get up early in the morning because they have to be up early,
Yeah,
and it's dark outside, so they light the candle,
sure.
and they wear it out a bit, and then they'd be getting in late as well,
Yeah.
and like, they'd be like, oh, it's dark, I'll have to light the candle again, and they're burning candle at both ends of the day. So that's where the saying comes from, burning the candle at both ends. So,
Alright.
that's a little lesson.
Yeah.
Lesson one.
Okay. Can I have?
No, you can't have
You
another
can't
one
rush
yet.
into them, Rick. You've got to.
I've got to soak in that.
You've got to soak that one in. Any questions for Carl off the back of that?
What do you think?
So people were. I mean, basically, where this comes from is people were
Literally burning the candle at both ends of the day.
Sure.
There you go. So we've still got,
Go on.
I'm committed to this treatment, and
I can't wait. This is like Christmas
Rick, I
Eve
should
for me.
just say-
It's like Christmas. I've got to open another present now.
No, I'm afraid we've got to save it. Rick, listen, we often get a lot of email correspondence during the show, Rick, which I don't sort of pass on to you because, I mean, you're busy, you're planning the show and stuff,
Sure,
you've got a lot of
sure,
ideas, you've got
sure.
music and stuff to worry
Yeah.
about. So I check the emails, and we get a lot of response, a lot of people that obviously, you know, want to give us feedback. Just a sample one, from Richard Anderson. He's just emailed us in here, Rick, because he's been listening to the show. He says, Ricky, your show is appalling. Are you actually aware you're on the radio, or has someone just secretly stuck a microphone on you? That's from Richard Anderson. So that's typical of the kind of feedback, Rick, we're getting
Really?
today. So,
Is that good, is it?
So that's the kind of, high positive praise that we're getting. So,
I'm
let's keep,
glad
going
Anderson's
in the same
listening because I wanted him. I
no, I mean,
I was gunning for him as a fan.
I was worried that
early on in our career. So I think he's hooked now, though.
But thanks, Anders, for getting in touch. Good work.
He's sitting through it for Hellraiser, though, isn't he?
Yeah, well, that's still to come.
Still to come. Still to come. What we playing?
A bit of old dirty I can't say the word. It's offensive. Old
Is it
ODB.
bollocks? Is it old dirty bollocks?
No.
What is it?
Old dirty.
Old dirty big cock. What is it?
I can't tell you. It's offensive.
Breaks up.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Funny word, isn't it?
It's a funny word. What other funny words are there,
Although
Carl?
XFM's a funny word, I just say the letters out, because the word doesn't make sense.
Just, let me just check Richard Anderson's email again, just to remind myself of...
Go on.
Ricky, your show is appalling. Richard Anderson, thanks. What I like about, Dickie Anders is that he's obviously so angry, he's so annoyed by the show, that he's bothered to email just to get the venom out. Otherwise you'd just think you'd switch over. Well, he's obviously so annoyed, he
knows how to hurt someone as well.
Exactly. He's really taken the time out to show his disapproval.
Of giving up.
I tell you what, though, it is pretty hard to listen to.
What, this?
Yeah.
I've listened back to the tape, that when you're making that thing for the best of.
Yeah.
And I mean, I sounded like Albert's Taplock. I really sounded like some sort of punch-drunk stroke victim. And oh, there you go. I was gonna say, I don't remember myself like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do apologise. It's not a great planned show, slick word of articulate sentence, is it? But, I mean, then, who is?
But I think, there's so many shows that are, nowadays on radio. I think there's a lot of stuff that's heavily formatted, and there's with, I don't know, presenters who are professional and have got some sort of degree of talent.
Yeah.
And an ability to sort of string a sentence together. I'm thinking Chris Moyles.
Yeah.
Predominantly.
Yeah. But, I mean, I'm bored with those slick
exactly.
people, I think we need a little bit of Carl in our life.
I'm just thinking, actually, I've just suddenly struck me. If you want to get rid of your furniture.
Got a buyer.
You've already got a buyer.
Got a buyer.
Because if there's any other stuff, we were clearing some stuff out of our place recently, and we just dumped some stuff outside on the street, because we were gonna take it and take it to the tip later. Just dump some stuff outside. And I have never seen so many people come out of the woodwork scavenging through our garbage. It was incredible. They were like zombies.
Well, that's what I was saying.
They were like flies around shit.
But when I said to Carl,
that's what you should just do, just dump it outside, because it'll get taken.
When he went, he said, do you think I asked enough, 100? I went, yes, definitely. He went, oh, I could ask what? I said, no, don't do that. I said, because you'll end up having to pay the council to take it away. He said, I wouldn't. He said, I'd rather just dump it and let a little homeless fella have it. And then he went, imagine the little homeless fella sitting at the desk.
Can you imagine, right, I walk past, he's sat outside Hearts, right, the little 24-hour shop. He's sat outside there and he goes, have you got any change? And I go, I can do better than that.
Yeah, here's a chair and table.
Here's a futon.
Yeah.
A futon, no less. Not your boring bed, but a trendy, yeah.
Well, but the thing is, amazing the number of people that would stop to look at our junk. There was a car driving by with a family and kids, perfectly respectable, just driving past, on the way to somewhere, stopped, got out, got the kids out of the car, come on kids, let's just look through this junk. But I like the idea
You said we were going to Alton Towers, Dad.
No, sorry, no time. We're not going to the zoo, let's look through this rubbish.
We're not going looking through people's rubbish
Put
again,
these gloves on, look through this shit.
Ow! That's a needle!
That's a needle. It was, I mean, who does that? It was like a Saturday afternoon. Kids were just gonna go and look through some rubbish. And one guy, this is the most incredible one, one guy, I caught him going through the bins as I came in. I said, alright, what are you doing? He was one of those homeless guys who likes to remain dignified.
Why did you say, what are you doing?
Well, because it was my house. I had to go I had to squeeze past him.
He wasn't in your kitchen.
He was in our front garden.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, going through it. He torn the bags open. He was going through it. I said to him, what you up to? He went, oh yeah, just looking at stuff. Don't worry, I'll clean it all up afterwards. Just looking for a few odds and ends, blah, 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 blah. I said, oh well, you can take what you want, it's all going away. Yeah, thanks very much, thanks. Yeah. So he went off, right, I didn't think anything of it. I was walking past the shops the following day, there's a little sort of, kind of 7-Eleven, right, I was walking past. I thought, oh, that's interesting. A Gil Scott Heron album for sale. And I looked, I thought, wait a minute, this is all our rubbish. And the guy had set up, like, a little car boot sale outside the 7-Eleven on the pavement. He'd taken our junk, he'd marked on prices. There's like an old RAC book from 1976 that had been lying in the house, a Yellow Pages, and he'd marked up the prices.
How much was Yellow Pages?
So I'm glad you asked.
What year was that
50p, I snapped it up. I thought that's a bargain. And, it was incredible, the cheek of just selling our junk outside.
Enterprise, Carl. You did that. What did you used to do? You didn't used to sell flowers?
I sold flowers. I sold fizzy drinks at school.
Did you?
Yeah.
What that you made?
It was Soda Stream, yeah. Made some,
Well, of course, when you were doing your Pilkies Making Music, your disco, you used to go into Mum's bedroom and find a pair of tights and a cigar.
they'd be prizes. What else
Did
have
your
I done?
dad used to smoke cigars in tights, or your mum? Which one of them? He's just... Go on.
Right, look, let's,
Yeah, we're educating Ricky.
no. We'll tease him that. Rockbusters.
Well, I think we should play a tune and come back with Rockbusters.
Oh, the
everyone's
show's
looking forward
fallen
to it.
down. We were going so well, and no, it's just the energy, isn't it? The first hour we got through.
I'm still in good spirits.
Is this still good, is it, this
I'm
show?
enjoying it, yeah.
Yeah?
Having a good
It's
time.
still good, is it?
Let me just check, just check what Richard Anderson thinks of it.
Good evening, round again.
No, he thinks it's appalling. The Dixter thinks it's appalling, so, we should play a tune, because he prefers the music.
Bit of Aqualung.
Oh.
Aqualung.
Rockbusters next.
I like that. That's great, isn't it?
Not bad.
Aqualung. Good time's gonna come. Well, Carl, we've got loads of ideas. We've got emails coming left, right and centre. I think you've caused quite a stir. I think you've turned this show around, to be honest. I'm being, honestly. Yeah, no, you've done really well. You're actually acting a bit like a producer, isn't he? And, you're coming through in your own right.
Yeah.
We've had a great suggestion,
We've had a great email here. Let me just check.
Listen to this, Carl.
Let me just check.
Listen to
This is from Jeff Dunn. He's a big fan of the show, and he's just had a genius idea. He's saying, "You're moving house, Carl. Why don't Ricky and I come round? We can do a live outside broadcast from your flat.
It's
we can
genius.
observe from your kitchen those weirdos that live opposite.
Yeah.
We can maybe just wander around, just see the kind of place that you've got. You know, maybe check out your record collection, your clothes, what you got in the bathroom.
It'd be amazing.
Your futon.
It'd be like Louis Theroux, wouldn't it? We'll be Louis Theroux.
Come on, Carl. This is a dynamite idea.
Nah.
Why?
I don't want you coming around making a mess and that.
We
won't make a mess.
That's
We
what
won't
make a
we'll
mess
take our
with.
shoes off.
When have I ever made a mess in the studio?
Yeah, exactly.
No.
No, but do you know what I mean?
We're not going to make a mess. We're not going to have anything with us.
But what's in it for anyone?
Well, it's just a fascinating insight into you.
Yeah, but, right, when I see that little Chinese kid across the road who's dancing about in his underpants,
Yeah.
that's in the evening,
Yeah.
right? He's not gonna be doing that on a Saturday. So you'll be disappointed there.
Sure.
That old woman.
But you could at least show us the room in which he dances.
Yeah, when you say little Chinese kid, he's a 35-year-old man, isn't he?
Yeah, well.
Yeah, you don't.
Yeah, 28.
Yeah.
28.
But anyway, that's beside the point. You know, we'll find our own amusement.
No, I don't. And the woman downstairs has got a baby, and if we make loads of noise and that gets
We're not
stressed out.
going to make noise, are we? Just going to have a conversation in your flat. Have a cup of tea.
Yeah, but if we're doing OB, we need to get like a car outside with a big aerial on it, and
Well,
the
that's fine,
parking's
that's not a
bad round our way.
What do you mean you have to do what do you mean?
To do an outside broadcast.
Can't they put in an ISDN line just for the
No,
dance?
because it'll make a mess of the wall, and I won't get my deposit back. So, we'll leave that. Thanks for the idea.
You know, he's going around painting all the little holes, to get his deposit back in the wall. He wants to get his deposit back. It's probably cost him about 400 quid redecorating.
Let's remind people, Carl, of the prizes for Rockbusters this week. It's dynamite stuff. We've got the David Attenborough DVD Nature Collection. We've got a number of CDs, the best of David Bowie. We've got a Madness CD, not quite sure whether that's songs from the musical or their original tunes. Country Legends, 2 CDs there of great country music.
Brilliant.
And the Remix to XFM compilation. Plus, of course, the big movie prize this week. Hellraiser! If you haven't seen it already, then I assume you have never seen a film before. Because I don't know if there's anyone who hasn't seen Hellraiser. But obviously you have to be above 18 to join, to play the competition.
Come on then.
So,
How long would you want to be around for? Is this just for the...
just for the show. Couple of hours.
2 hours. Just get the desk in there. A live OB.
We could check out the futon, we could sing its
check
praises.
the fault in, right? Yeah. Oh, you might have sold that by
In fact,
now.
we could have someone come round and buy it live on air.
Yeah,
Yeah.
think about it.
Think about it. Think about it.
Great. great.
What's,
How did Graceland start? 'Cause that was... that was his normal house, and then he took over. Right, anyway, Rockbusters.
Yeah, go on then.
I give a cryptic clue,
Yeah.
and a letter, and it makes up a band,
He
right?
never said the word cryptic a few months ago. I love it. Do you know what I mean? I feel it's like our own little Eliza Doolittle.
yes.
Right, even Richard will like this one. Here we go then, first one, there's
think-
3 of them,
go
and
on.
you email in.
If this doesn't turn Dickie round, nothing will.
This is an email-only competition.
Email only. Right, here's the first one. Initial is B, so it's
B.
a band starting with B.
Okay.
And the cryptic clue is, I don't like them birds, they shouldn't be allowed in this area.
I don't like them birds, they shouldn't be allowed in this area. Next one.
Right, the next one. He doesn't like women, yet he's got a couple of kids, that's a bit weird.
Is that a cryptic clue, or is that just...
Is that just a
Is that
thought
just a
you've
general
had?
point?
Is that yeah?
That's the cryptic clue.
Okay.
And the initials there are PD.
Okay.
And, the last one,
I've got that one. That's terrible. That's terrible.
Okay, quickly.
Oh God.
And the last one is, that bloke who does...
Come on!
It's making me laugh.
Come on, Carl, be professional.
Right, the last one. Right. I can't do it, it's making me laugh.
Oh, come on, I'll come and read them then.
No, hang on,
come on, Carl.
Right, here we go.
They don't do this on Blockbusters on TV, do they?
No, come on.
That bloke who does sport on telly. He's got a little kid, right? Initials DC.
What?
Right.
Is that,
I'm
was that the
completely
clue?
confused by that.
Was that the clue?
Yeah, that bloke who does sport on telly.
Yeah.
He's got a little kid. Initials DC.
Okay, is that a band? Or an artist?
It's, well, I'm not
A
gonna tell you.
cheese.
I'm
This
not
is
gonna tell
not a
you.
well-known sandwich. Is it, what is it? Is it a
Fine.
band or an
Right,
artist?
so just quickly recap. That's
Okay.
it's a
Come
B.
on, Carl.
Right,
Come on.
quick recap. The first one is B. I don't think them birds should be around in this area. Right, that's B. Right? Second one, he doesn't like women, yet he's got a few kids. It's a bit weird. That's PD. And the final one, that bloke who does sport on the telly, he's got a little kid. Right? DC.
Alright, and it's ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk if you want to enter for, Hellraiser.
Oh, I'll
And
tell you
all
what,
those other
continue
great
to do that little theme of like some old stuff people haven't heard of. If you're under 30, you probably never heard of this band. It's also a new thing I'm going to introduce. It's Show Up Camfield. Camfield talks the talk, he doesn't walk the walk, he doesn't play some rock classics on his show, because he's scared. I'm going to play the tracks that Camfield's too scared to play. This is Kansas and Carry On Your Wayward Son, alright? Brawl, Nirvana.
Amazing.
We were just talking, we were getting excited about that,
Yeah,
weren't
he's
we?
got an incredible
Brilliant.
voice he has.
And Grohl, drumming, it's brilliant. You know, you're right, the new one from Nirvana. Well, it's time for Educating Ricky Part 2, isn't it? I'm excited, Carl. I'm gonna learn so much from this. What's the choices again? What's
Right, you've got left.
Still keep phoning your answers to, Email, sorry, yeah.
The answers to Rockbusters.
Yeah.
Right, okay, Educating Ricky, Part 2.
Right. I'm committed to this treatment.
Yeah.
Is one.
I've gotta go for that one.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Or the other one is the police are causing a bit of a stir.
He still says it like it's the best thing he's ever come up with, which
Yeah.
in a way it is.
It could be. Right, go on then. I'm committed to this treatment.
Right. Do you know the saying?
Is it just sayings now? Are they all sayings this week?
No, they're not.
Okay.
No, the other one isn't. Frog in your throat?
The saying, there's a frog in your throat?
Yeah.
I
Absolutely.
assume it's, when you, croak a little bit. You sound like a frog.
No. Right. Might seem a bit weird, this one, right? But years ago,
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, what is that clue? Committed to this treatment?
it's about frogs Kermitted.
Probably works better with a K and an ER written down.
Well, also, if you'd pronounced it Kermitted,
yeah.
but not committed.
Committed to this treatment! Right, go on then.
That's
Right,
genius.
So yeah.
Well, what?
You go to the doctors and you go with throat hurting a bit.
Right.
And what they did ages ago,
Ages ago, what year was this approximately?
we are going back quite a bit with this
Oh,
one.
okay, go on.
And the doctor would say,
He did history. Imagine years ago, go on.
and the doctor would say, right, keep your mouth open, I need to look at your tonsils. And the jaw would ache a bit, because they weren't as quick back then, because they didn't have the technology and stuff, and they'd have to,
Sure.
like, stare at it and study it and stuff. And, like, they get an achy jaw, right?
Keeping their mouth open.
Yeah, like, you get, you know,
Yeah.
when you
Jaw
eat a
ache,
Mars
yeah.
bar or
Yeah,
whatever,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
like that. So, they'd sat there, and they used to always close their mouth, and it used to annoy the doctor,
Yeah.
right?
Sure.
So what they did, they used to get a toad
Right.
and put it in the mouth,
Rubbish.
Okay,
Rubbish.
keep talking. Keep talking.
and that way they couldn't close their mouth because either they'd squash it,
Right.
or apparently you're not allowed to lick a toad's back.
So the doctor would have them for breaking the law?
No, but it's poisonous, right? A toad's back. You should never lick a toad's back.
Sorry.
or put it in your mouth, really.
Oh, just stop
no,
for a second.
Wait. What?
Can I just ask one question?
Go on,
Can I
yeah,
just
go
ask
on.
one question?
I've got a few, but
No,
go on.
sure. My initial thought is, it sounds like a brilliant bit of sort of medical, knowledge there. It's a great idea.
Yeah.
My only thought is, how does the doctor see past the toad at your tonsils?
What's he actually looking at with the mouth open? Surely the toad is
Isn't
in
it
the
like
way.
hopping around in the way?
It didn't say.
Sorry, and my first question is, was this on the internet?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Carl, that is bollocks. That is... I mean...
Well, alright then. Let's turn this round. Where does the saying, you got a frog in your throat come from?
Probably because you sound a bit croaky. Probably that. Probably because you sound a little bit like a frog when you've got a sore throat.
Carl, did you not question it just for a moment when you read it? Just for a second, didn't you think, that seems an odd approach? Firstly, why a frog, of all the different species?
Because it's poisonous, A toad.
So it's a toad as well?
Yeah, well, it worked. I'm committed. Worked.
No, my point is it's frog in the throat.
I was gonna change it to, have you heard the news Toad Day? But I went with the frog.
Oh God!
Right, so
that's rubbish. So that's rubbish. Next, can I have,
Let's play a tune, let's come up with the last one. Can I just say... No, just play it.
Yeah?
Yo, Carl.
I have to thank my mate Dave, who sent me an incredible 4-disc compilation. That was one of the tunes on there.
It looks professional. It's amazing.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
Oh, he's gone to too much effort. Ben Queller. It's a track called "In Other Words" from his album Sha Sha.
Open wide. Oh dear, that's interesting. Oh, here, Doctor. Look, you've actually got a frog in your throat. I didn't get there. I put it in there. That's the most ludicrous story I've ever heard, Carl. Why don't you think when you read these things?
I think there's always going to be a bit of truth in all of these. I mean, that fella called up, didn't he, and said, I'm not sure about the, putting a frog in your throat if you've got, problems with your tonsils or whatever. But he said, years ago, if someone had toothache, they'd get hold of a frog and strap it to the face.
Yeah, sure.
So, maybe, down the line, maybe they did. Maybe they did do it
I think Caligula made his emperor, a horse and emperor as well, but I mean... it doesn't... Go on.
Dick Anderson's been back in touch.
Excellent.
I think, so he's obviously...
We've turned him round, he loves it now,
he's been tuning in,
he loves it now.
He says, Ricky, thanks for a really forgettable 2 hours of radio. I think I'll spend the time next week counting my feet. That's from Richard Anderson. So, we've turned him round.
Do you know where the phrase counting my feet comes from? Well, in the olden days, right, and I'm talking ages ago, when you really loved something, you used to, as a sign of respect, like, say, a radio show, you'd count your feet. And that's where that comes from, Carl.
Well, what about the frog thing with a poisonous back?
It's rubbish.
That's true. No, the toads have the secretions in there.
Why?
But they didn't put it in people's mouths.
No. So, well, I'll tell you why. When a badger or a heron tastes the toad, it's horrible. Ugh. The toad might die, but it's for the good of the species, because then think how many toads, looking like that heron could eat in its lifetime. So the fact that one toad sacrificed itself, all those other toads in that heron's manner will be safe.
Why? I mean, we've talked about animals a lot on the show, right? Yeah. And when God made a toad...
Sure. Right, okay, well, I'm gonna stop you there, straight away.
Don't. Just let him carry on.
Right.
Okay.
Like, there's annoying things out there, jellyfish is a big problem with me. I don't understand what they do in the sea and stuff.
Right.
Right, but we'll leave them.
God's
right?
we won't, but go on.
We won't talk about jellyfish. No. With the toad, right, if it's to protect itself...
Yeah.
Right, now
it's not to protect itself, it's to protect its species.
Yeah, but that, surely, right, if the toad had a choice, if God said, right, what I'm gonna do for you here, you can have something like a lobster's got claws, big claws to have a fight. Or, I can give you something that if someone's having a go at you, you've got to try and persuade them to lick your back. As a defence.
Yeah.
What use is, right...
God's...
Well, I'll tell you why.
What is God
The fact that there are still toads around is a testament to that defence working. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay? If the toad had died out, you'd have a point. But they're still around. It works. Alright?
And don't start slagging God off. He's got a lot on his plate. Basically, I think he took on too much.
Particularly in 1 week.
Exactly, it was crazy.
Danger High Voltage, Electric 6, XFM 104.9, I'm Ricky Gervais, with me Steve Merchant. Carl's getting all flustered because I put an elastic band around his head. And we've had a definition of,
well, hang on a sec, because there's an update to that, Rick.
Go on.
We did just have, one definition here of a frog in the throat. Apparently this has come from some internet site, so who knows how convincing it is, but it says frog in the throat, meaning suffering from temporary hoarseness, needing to clear the throat. Origin from the Old English frogger, meaning hoarseness. That's from Chris. Now that sounds slightly suspect to me.
Why?
But frogger? I mean, it seems odd that it would derive from that when it so clearly appears to be you sound like a frog when you have a sore throat.
Yeah, but the word frog could come from Frogger, because it sounds like it's
I didn't know, wasn't Frogger a game you could play on the, on the Spectrum? That's a great game. But listen, hang on, there's an update to that, because, just to
the common frog, of course, Rana tempora, that's the Latin name.
Well,
your toad is Buffo Buffo.
You may be trying to show off, but I think you're about to embarrass yourself as well, because you've been slagging off young Carl. Yeah. It says here, another email, it doesn't tell us who it's from. Although it's hard to believe now, at one time, medieval physicians believed that the secretions of a frog could cure a cough if they were coated on the throat of the patient. That in itself sounds repulsive, but what makes the idea even worse is the application of the secretions. Instead of painting the treatment on, something which may also have seemed rational, a live frog was placed into the mouth of the sufferer, where it remained until the physician decided that the treatment was complete.
Right.
Apparently Shakespeare's son-in-law, that's a question mark, I don't know what that means. Anyway, it's no wonder that today a froggy or croaky attempt at speech is said to be a frog in your throat. So, you can see that what's happened there is Carl's misread, or been slightly misinformed about, a medieval practice. In a sense, you're both winners, just for taking part. What's your final one, Carl?
Right, the final story is, the police are causing a bit of a stir.
I can't wait.
It's about this fella, I think it's in England somewhere.
Yeah.
Don't know when it happened, but,
literally ages ago, or?
well, I think it's when they were trying to crack down on, like, drunken people walking about in the street.
Oh, yeah.
And they found this
Saturday that way.
And, found this fella, and, all the local people were saying, oh, look at him wandering around, he's drunk and what have you. That's not right, get the police in. He got arrested and that, and they got him in the court. And, the judge was there, and he says, so, you know, what's all this? What's going on? What are you doing wandering about when you've had a drink? You know the rules. You shouldn't be doing that. You had a glazed expression on your face. Blah, blah, blah. What do you have to say for yourself? He only had a glass eye.
So did he have two glass eyes?
No, he had one. But that was, they were about to sort of lock him up.
Was he a bit pissed up as well?
Well, he was pretty livid.
But was he also drunk with the glass eye?
No, that's the weird thing. He wasn't even, he hadn't even had a drink.
So they just thought, because he had a weird stare.
Because his eyes were all glazed.
Yeah. Where'd you get this from? Why are you telling me this? No, but why are you telling me this? I mean, thank you, because it's, you know, killed a couple of minutes, but why is this educating me? What are you telling me here?
Because there's a bit of a thing there, a bit of a fable, that don't always judge a book by its cover. Yeah? So, the guy, he hadn't even had a drink. He'd probably just been shopping.
Yeah.
Walking down the street, and everyone's, like, getting involved. Like, what's he doing?
Hang on, I don't understand. He's walking down the street, happens to have a glass eye. He was doing nothing else to suggest he was drunk. You don't pick people up just because their eye looks like that.
But even if it happened, why are you telling me? With no particular detail. I know this, but then we're gonna get
It's not enough information.
I know, yeah.
No, there's a bit of a lesson there, educating Ricky. Just, you know, just watch what you say. Don't always jump to conclusions.
The only education I can take from that is that, if I ever do become a policeman, I shouldn't just arrest people because they look a bit drunk. I should just tap their eye with a pen and goes, oh, okay, on you go.
Well,
on you go, yeah.
Guys, can I just stop you there? I'm just gonna email Richard Anderson and tell him I agree.
Right, listen, we're running out of time and that.
We've got where did the phrase frog in the throat come from?
We've got
it here, it's been told.
Well, there's three.
Can we play a tune and come back with that? Have we got anything lined up?
Yeah, we've got the song with a story in it.
Come on, Carl, let's do something. Quick, play a record.
Song with a story in it.
But never mind that, just, they're listening. We discussed this off air, come on. Play a record.
Right, it's Kinks. It's a song with a good story in it. You gotta listen to the words.
Carl, what was that? That was your little song with a story,
that's another little feature that we do every Saturday.
So make sure you tune in.
It's a song that's got a good story in it. There's a lot of music about these
What's
days.
That story about then? What's that story
you
about?
You don't know what they're going on about. Whereas that, classic from the Kinks, called Lola.
Yeah, what's it about?
I'd listened to it for the first time properly this morning.
Yeah.
And what I've worked out from it is, there's a fella who goes out for a normal Saturday night out. He's in Soho.
Yeah.
He's having a Coca-Cola or whatever. And he sees this woman, and he thinks, yeah, she's alright. Won't mind a bit of that. So he wanders over, And he sort of gets talking to her. He looks at her, and she's got a great figure, nice face and all that.
Lovely knob.
And she speaks, and he goes, "Oh, God." Got a bit of a bloke's voice.
Yeah.
Got a bit of a voice like a bloke. But he thought, you know, that's her only down point.
Sure.
So he dances around with her, and I think he sits on his knee, I think he said.
Yeah.
Anyway, it turns out it's a fella.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
a sobering lesson.
Yeah.
What do you take from that?
Look, always sort of, if you think you might be talking to, a
bloke in
bloke,
drag.
just look at his sort of Adam's apple. And he'll probably have a hairier arse than a woman.
Yeah, I think you've gone too far then, though. I think you're already getting too close.
It's a bit late to pull out.
No, pun intended, definitely.
There was a pun intended.
Oh, was it? Alright, was it?
Yes.
Alright, okay, we don't be disgusting then. Right, okay, right, the results of,
We ain't got a winner for the first time.
Yes, we have,
we've
we've
done
got
this
loads.
feature for...
We've got loads of winners.
No, we haven't. We've done this feature for 3 weeks. This is the first time I've managed to sort of...
What? Well, let's go through them then.
What have they got wrong?
The first one.
The first one?
What was the
first
clue?
one, yeah, the first one.
Well, hang on, let's do them in reverse order first. So what's the last one?
The last one, the clue was, that bloke does sport on the telly, and he's got a little kid.
What's that?
That's Destiny's Child. Des, who does ITV Sport,
that's
has got
terrible,
a Tiny's
man.
Child, right? No,
That's terrible.
that's fine,
Yeah,
they got that.
okay.
Destiny's Child. What's the middle one?
Right, the middle one,
Tiny's child.
right?
Child.
The second one was, he doesn't like women, yet he's got a couple of kids, that's a bit weird.
Yeah.
Right? That was PD, that was Puff Daddy.
That is offensive. Go on.
But it's not Puff Daddy. It's Puff Daddy. And he's not even called that anymore, he's called P. Diddy.
Well...
Okay, fair enough.
But they got that one.
Yeah.
And if I'm being tight, these lot are as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tight means something in Manchester. Go on.
Right? And the first one that they're having problems with, I don't think them birds should be allowed in this
They've
area.
got it.
Boyzone.
It's not Boyzone.
What's the clue again?
I don't think them birds should be allowed in this area.
That is perfect. A boy zone. No birds.
No women.
No women, yeah, birds, right? A boy zone. Sorry, Carl. If that isn't the answer, their clue is better than yours. That is brilliant. What was yours? Boy zone, it works perfectly.
What's your answer then?
Bangles.
What?
I have no idea what that means.
Like seagulls. So you don't want them in this area, so you're banning them. Bangles.
Oh! Well, give it to Boyzone, because Boyzone's better. Don't use birds to be allowed in this area, it's a Boyzone.
I think we should have a rollover. Carl beat them. Carl beat them. You have to use his logic, surely.
But theirs works, you can't do what am I thinking. No, that's not what I'm thinking. It works perfectly. I think you've got to give it to the ones that got the Boyzone.
Well, how about, right, because they didn't actually get into my head. And my way
Wow,
of thinking,
heaven
right?
forbid.
How about we just keep back the David Attenborough, and they can have, I'll chuck in the Hellraiser, right?
Okay.
Nice of you.
And, Blondie album and the Madness
Yeah,
one.
okay, pick a winner at random.
Pick a winner, Steve.
I'm gonna give it to Paul Sloman, who got those answers, and he also says, P.S. Carl, you're a moron. So, I'm
Brilliant.
giving that to Paul, and good luck to him.
Right, well,
He's got a crazy night tonight. If we can rush these over to him, he's got a cracking
yeah.
Saturday night.
well, if I'm a moron, I might get your address wrong when I send them to you.
Oh!
Coming right back at you, Paul.
Yes. Right, John, play your song.
Is this
Oh, Carl's annoyed, because
Wow,
they didn't
he's
get
wild.
banned goals.
A song for the ladies. I think we seem to have missed this a lot of weeks, but this
Sure.
is, I've been wanting to play this
It's not
for
like
ages.
us to forget things that
This is a band, Frente, who kind of came and went and no one
yeah.
was particularly interested, but they did do this lovely acoustic version of the New Order tune, Bizarre Love Triangle,
Oh,
and
right.
this just shows you how incredible the melodies and the words and everything are.
Brilliant, I'm a fan.
New Order, just play this.
Good night.
Songs for
Bye-bye.
ladies. Is this
Bye.
in the week?
Do you reckon Richard Anderson will be back next week?
Yeah, Richard Anderson will not miss this show.
Excellent.